welcome everybody, and it's great to have you all in the panel.
Thank you.
When we talk about marketing, destination marketing, more and more companies, PR firms, as well as tourism boards, they are beginning to understand the benefits of working with bloggers, as well as with the Instagrammers, to promote their products and their destination through storytelling. Ms. Jayne, how can storytelling be used in destination marketing to get travelers excited about what our destination has to offer?
Sure. I think what we've learned from the other talks today is that at the heart of storytelling are people. Yeah. People connect with people, and so often, particularly in luxury destination marketing, I feel like it doesn't have that human element. But what's great in an age of digital media is that that's so easily rectified, because if your brand has got your Facebook page, Instagram, your website, it's very easy to put that human profile across. Yeah. And what I mean by that is, think about your staff, the people that us as travelers meet when we come to your destination. Profile them. I would love to visit a hotel's Facebook page and find out more about the chef, or who's catching the fish, or who, even the butlers, if we're talking about a luxury experience, that, as guests, we will spend day in, day out with them when we're here in the Maldives. And I think they need to have more of a profile and a voice when we're talking about destination marketing. On the other hand, you've also got the customers. What I've learned in the Maldives this week is I've previously come here for my honeymoon, which was amazing, but there's not just honeymooners in the Maldives. This week I've seen people celebrating special occasions, celebrating anniversaries, birthdays. I've met surfers, I've met solo travelers. These people don't come across often in destination marketing for luxury destinations. And again, that's very easy we can show these people on social media, share their stories about the reasons why they're here in the Maldives.
Yeah. When we talk about storytelling in marketing, it's just not about selling your product or selling your brand. It's also about connecting with the audience emotionally. So, as a blogger, Ms. Jayne, Ms. Janet, what's your experience, and how do you tell your story, especially if you are to market a luxury destination like Maldives?
Yeah, well, it's just like what you said. The hotel or the destination should never be selling the brand. You're actually selling the experience. Yeah. So as long as the blogger gets authentic experiences, whether, like Jayne says, it's interacting with locals. For me, something I love is interviewing people. I'll just interview as many people as I can. Whether it's like the old couple sitting next to me that you think has been married for 50 years, but you later find out has only been married 2 months and is on their honeymoon and they are in their 90s. It's these people
fourth marriage.
Yeah, fourth marriage, yeah, definitely. It's like their 10th time in the Maldives. But yeah, so you get these experiences, and like Jayne said, it's human connection, So it's whether it's the people you're talking to in the resort that are staying there as guests, or the people that work there. It's very interesting to learn how they came to live in the Maldives. There's another blogger here who's from Australia but is currently living in the Maldives. I just think that's fascinating. I can't imagine actually living here. It's amazing. So I think it's about the experience. It's about the people you meet. And then how you write about that, how you can work that into a story that people are actually going to want to read and relate to, and will make them obviously want to visit.
Yeah, you also just have mentioned about authenticity. It's another concept which is very much related, and which is very much talked about when we talk about destination marketing. Ms. Allison, how important do you consider authenticity? Or what makes your story more authentic?
I think that authenticity is probably one of the most things that we can offer our readers as bloggers. I mean, there are so many sources where you can receive information. There's TripAdvisor, there's guidebooks, but what we as bloggers can offer is a firsthand personal experience from a voice that our readers know, trust, and are familiar with. So if you're a blogger and you have loyal readers, they'll follow up with, all of your stories, whether that's just more personal stories that aren't even necessarily travel related. I think it's very important for bloggers to show themselves to their readers, to show that they're multidimensional people, and to share their stories, to share their successes, but also their challenges. And I think that through authenticity and just not being afraid to show your personality and incorporating that with useful information and inspirational images, video, and multimedia, I think that that is sort of like a synthesis that we can offer that I can't think of any other form of media that can really offer the same sort of experience.
Yeah. In any marketing campaign that arouses an emotion response, whether it be empathy or sympathy or even logic, it's more likely to be remembered.
Yes.
So, in your opinion, Mr. Tom, what are the major aspects of storytelling for an effective destination marketing strategy?
I think it's been said before as well, but what really important is who are you targeting? Like, who do you want? Like, for example, I've been once got an invite from China, and China, my main channel is Instagram. China doesn't even have Instagram, so it was kind of weird. So when we discussed it, it was like, oh, okay. And I want to refer to myself, like I come from I'm a blogger, I'm trying to become a bigger blogger, but like I come from a social media background, and I do a lot of Snapchat. But my audience on my Snapchat is way younger than the audience on my Instagram. So when I do my Snapchat, I promote it completely different. It's like on Instagram, people, especially like I started my Instagram and showing the perfect picture, like the paradise, like a set of breakfast in front of a really cool ocean. But on Snapchat, I don't do that. I do the same, but when I'm sitting and I'm showing them that I'm eating and that it goes wrong, that I'm spilling, and that I'm having fun more. Yeah. And so depends who my audience is. So when I do things on Snapchat, it's a completely different audience, and I show them different things than. So when you want your target, like your marketing to be successful, you have to know who you're targeting. That's really important.
Yeah. As an expert on Maldivian tourism industry, Mr. Shafraz, in your opinion, what would be the most effective ways to use storytelling to promote Maldives and its tourism products?
Thank you. I think on what I have to say, I think the first thing we need to do is identify what is luxury. Because luxury till a few years back was defined by a monetary value. The more expensive something is, the more luxurious it was perceived. But today, it's not. I don't think that's the correct definition of luxury. Luxury is subjective, and it's personal. What may be luxurious to each and every one of us might not be common.
Yeah.
And I think as hotel promoters, we sell dreams. We are in the business of selling dreams. And what creative storytelling does is it's make the dream more relative to people. So with creative storytelling, we start selling relevant dreams to people. If you look at, put everything in context for Maldives, if you search anywhere, we have about 130 resorts, 300 guest houses, 300 plus guest houses. That's each and every one competing against each other for the same, pretty much the same guests. And everybody has the most beautiful beaches. Everybody has the most clear lagoons. Everybody has the most amazing underwater experience. Nothing really stands out. Everything is so bubbled up when it comes to Maldives right now. And on top of that, if you put, for example, other competing destinations, you put Mauritius, Seychelles, Thailand, Fiji, Philippines, you put that all together, imagine the amount of content there is of beautiful beaches, beautiful water, and everything that is common to all these destinations. How hard would it be for a traveler who is trying to find their next holiday destination to identify where do we really want to go? And for us as well as hotel promoters, it makes it really hard to get our message across to the right people. And I think that's where, right now, we need more creative storytelling, where we create that emotional response and find something in common.
Yeah.
Each property, each brand has their own set of values. Each has unique things which can relate to certain audiences on even small things. And Maldives as a destination, we have been perceived as high-end luxury for a long time, and that's how we have been promoting it, one island, one resort concept. But I think in a presentation previously as well, we said that right now we are looking at about 1.2 million guests each year, but in the next few years with the new airport coming in, we are looking to cater around 7 million guests.
Wow.
That's never going to be 7 million high-end luxury travelers coming to the Maldives. It's never going to happen. So, as a destination, we need to change our approach in marketing. I think it's about time. We have to look into catering to all the different markets. And as a country as a whole, we need to change how we promote the destination. And I'm sorry, just a few minutes. And with the emergence of new technology, the way people travel are changing. Today we see more informed travelers, more educated travelers, and I think it's got more to do with the globalization, the increasing affluence, and emergence of new technology. As a destination, we need to embrace it more. We need to embrace technology more to get our message across in a unique and creative way to everybody out there. Technology is at our fingertips. There's no boundaries right now. Everybody works in real time. Anybody, anywhere in the world is right next to us.
Yeah.
So we
it means we need to embrace more, instead of just doing the conventional methods of marketing, we need to get in there to and use more technological friendly and new methods like storytelling. Yeah.
Exactly, because more for as a destination, because I worked in tourism promotion board as well earlier. As a destination, we are more targeted towards business to business relationships.
Yeah.
But with this new emergence of more informed travelers, and we need to market business to consumer as well. So that's where we need to make a difference right now.
Mr. Suresh, do you think properties in Maldives are doing enough storytelling to market the established luxury resorts here in Maldives?
I think, as Shafraz said, we have a long way to go. There was a time we were talking about USP when it comes to selling, but today we are talking USE, unique selling emotions. Hotels has to come up with different stories to sell emotions. I think we have a long way to go, but at the beginning of this conference, someone mentioned Maldives is not known as a surfing destination. But in the surfing world, Maldives has done a lot. Recently, we hosted 2014 World Surf Champion Medina, and 2017 number 3. He was number 3. And his videos reached like close to 1 million people. He was in Maldives a couple of weeks ago. We had a Russian rapper called Timothy. Timothy's videos, he has a 10 million following. He's a surfer, and some of his videos went 2-3 million. And before that, we hosted Felipe, number 7 world ranking. Felipe's videos went more than 100,000 people. Surfing world, with the pro surfers, we have done a lot. Even when it comes to social media, I got a call from MMPRC last week mentioning one of the surf reports has reached close to 1 million people in Australia, New Zealand, Brazil. So surfing world, I think most of the surfing resorts and the guest houses and the local islands has done a lot. But when it's come to leisure traffic, diving, and other segments, honeymoon, wedding, we have long way to go. And as a destination, policymakers should get together and do something, because as hotel groups, travel companies, they are individually trying to do something, which is not enough. What we need right now is a policy decision how to go forward. I'm sure Maldives Tourism and the Tourism Ministry will get together and do something about it, because digital media is the future, and this is where we have to go aggressively.
Can I just want, like, these surfing videos are shown to so many people, but are the surfers that look at that video that are reached are also known that it is within reach? Because people see surfing in Maldives but still think, oh my God, I wish I could do that, but it's too expensive, or it's too far away from me. Like, I think a lot of people look at these surf videos and it still stays a dream, but you got to turn the dream into something that is within reach so that people really come.
Agreed. But I think what's happening right now, when I take the example of surfing, Maldives as a surf destination is very popular, and next year we are going to reach the highest level. Last year we hosted the Asian Surf Championship. We are in discussion to host the World Surfing League. So surfing in Maldives is an aspirational product for everyone. It's a dream, but there are affordable accommodation, there are affordable liveaboats. Only it's a matter of educating the customer.
Yes, I think the message in the video should also be that it is possible to come.
Yeah.
How to get there.
How to
where
get
to
there.
stay.
Where to stay, like, not only the perfect picture, like, not only the surfing and then, wow, but like that they also know, like, oh wow, we could really do this.
And that's where storytelling comes in.
Yeah.
That's why we need the tourism board and the tourism ministry to come in, because as hotel promoters, we always try to promote our product.
Of course.
And
there needs to be more of a connection between what you're getting the influencers to come and do and their stories and what's also in your channels. What I sometimes see a lot with hotels and brands is that they don't actually use the stories that the influencers have created for them. So when and it depends on the relationship, but as content creators, like we're all here as bloggers writing on our platforms about the Maldives, we can also write for you. We can also produce content for you that will help your audience and your customers plan their trips to the Maldives. And so I think there needs to be a lot more collaboration between both sides.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Is there any other thing that you would like to add as bloggers, as storytellers, what you could do to promote a luxury destination like Maldives?
I just wanted to say something about things to do. You know, I think when I was here the last time, everyone was asking, like, but what is there to do? Like, because a lot of my friends aren't divers, and everyone loves sitting on the beach, but maybe only for a day or two. There's only so long you can just sit on the beach and drink cocktails or whatever. So many people were wondering, what else is there to do in the Maldives? And honestly, last time I wasn't really able to answer that question. Like, I was able to say, oh, you can go to some local islands. Yeah, that was it. But now we're doing so many activities in this resort, which is really cool, being able to understand all the different activities available. And I know the guys in Adiran as well are doing lots of activities. They're going diving, night fishing, sunset dolphin cruises. I think there should be a lot more promotion to do with the things that you can do in the Maldives.
I agree, because I think, a hotel review can be, that's not really, hotels around the Maldives are all beautiful. They have beautiful water, beautiful accommodations, but what I think will really set hotels apart is the experiences that people have. So I think that hotels and bloggers need to work together more to talk about, my audience really loves diving, or my audience is really interested in food. How can I promote your hotel but also cover this aspect of interest to my readers? And I think there needs to be more dialogue between the blogger and the destination. What are we trying to highlight, and what are our readers interested in? And where's the middle ground where we can both be happy with a partnership?
I think another aspect is now, even when you consider water sports, Maldives is one of the only places I have seen. I have also traveled many places where the places you do water sports is not crowded. Go to Mauritius, go to Sri Lanka, go to Thailand, wherever you do water, you can't go on a jet ski the speed you want. There are so many other people around, but in Maldives, it's free. no one is there. It's only you when you are doing water sports in a jet ski. So this message has to go. We are still way behind. I think very soon we'll be able to reach there.
As we are also running out of time, I'll open the floor for any question from the audience.
My name is Asim. I'm working in the Maldives Customs Service. 27 years ago, I wanted to work in a resort, and I got a chance to work for 3 months, and I was asked for the government. And I'm also a student at Maldives National University doing international tourism management. I have a few questions for the writers and bloggers. It's almost like sitting in a classroom when you were giving your speeches. There has been lots of things that I have learned from your speeches. My questions are, if somebody who is interested to be a writer or blogger in tourism or any other sector, what are the qualifications? Like, do you have to be a journalist, or do you have to be somebody who is very good at SOE or other things, or video editing or those things? Or the other question that I have is, is there any relationship with the personality type to become a writer? You have to be a very extrovert. Thank you.
Okay.
Go on.
Oh, I think you can have any backgrounds. Like, I personally have a writing background, but I think that most people do not. And it's mostly, most people have an interest, like a particular focus. Some people are more interested in the writing aspect, the photography aspect, the videography aspect. And I think whatever you're interested in is sort of what informs what direction you'll take with your blog and what sort of your specialization will be. And as for personality type, I mean, I really don't think that there's anything like you can be an extrovert, you can be an introvert. I think the only thing that's kind of a necessity is you have to have an open mind and be flexible. I think that's pretty much the only thing that bloggers have in common.
Yeah. I think anyone can be a blogger, but it's about like perseverance and passion if you want to become a professional travel blogger.
Exactly.
Instead, there's like millions of blogs around the world, but so few people are going to get to this level. So it depends what your end goal is. But I mean, anyone can become a writer. You know, you just start writing. That's really the basic of it. Just start writing. Start taking photographs, and you'll get better and better. Start posting. You'll build an audience, and your own voice is going to build your own audience. People that are interested in what you have to say, interested in your experiences. And then you just have to keep at it for month after month, year after year.
I think the main thing is like not getting discouraged, because you'll feel sort of like you're just writing into the abyss for a while, and only your dad will be commenting.
That's why I always say, a lot of people say, oh, I want to become a travel blogger, but I always say, if traveling is not your passion, do not try, because like I go to places because I like it, not because I want to blog about it.
Yeah, and people can tell. You can, when you read content, you can tell when there's passion and there's genuine interest. And I think we talked about how authenticity in storytelling is important, and I think that's important in blogging overall, because readers very quickly switch off to things if they can't, you know, if they get a sense that there isn't authenticity or there isn't that level of passion that shines through in the writing.
And keep doing what you like. So if you really enjoy writing, keep writing. Become a blogger. If suddenly you're not enjoying the writing, start making videos or start doing photography. Because again, I think readers can notice if you've lost interest. I know some bloggers that did just lose interest in the writing aspect, but then suddenly got really into video, got really into photography, maybe really into social media, and that just took off for them. So, you know, don't...
play to your strengths, I guess.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So you don't have to keep writing. There are other ways to become a blogger. You can just do photography, videography, stuff like that.
Is there any other question?
There's one there.
Thank you so much for the panel discussion. I think there's a paradigm shift here from the conventional method to what you guys are doing. I just want to understand what drives you to do this, because it's very positive and it's emotional. It's a story that you tell. Just want to understand from your head. What drives you to do this?
For me, it's really easy. Like, I did not choose to become a blogger or someone who I just traveled. So I started traveling almost 5 years ago, and I just rolled into it. Like, so what drives me is travel, my passion. I want to explore new destinations. I want to have fun in my life. So that is what drives me. It's not that I love that I inspire people and people following me, and like that's amazing to see that people write me messages, and that kind of drives me.
Yeah, I've been traveling since I was like on and off since I was 16 or 18. I lived abroad when I was 16, and again when I was 18, and I've just been obsessed with travel ever since. And I think for me, what drives me is the fact that I now have a job that allows me to continue to travel for the rest of my life if I like, but also that I can inspire other people to travel. It's like you said, I think that's a big motivator when you get messages that say, oh my God, I never thought I could travel to the Maldives. Like, you know, maybe some of my single friends at home, they never thought that they'd get the opportunity. And then when they see that I had done it, they realized, oh, I can do this. And then they come here. So it's about inspiring other people to travel and sort of, I guess, living their dreams. You know, it's pretty cliche, but if you can inspire other people to live their dreams when you're living your dream, it's a pretty big motivator.
Yeah, I think for most of us, it's that relationship with the reader that gives you the inspiration to keep going and the motivation to keep going. I think I've always loved writing, and most of us start as a hobby, and like we said, you're writing for no one. But as soon as you reach that stage where people are emailing you and saying, thank you for your advice, I had a wonderful holiday, or I'm going to go here, thank you for your recommendation, that kind of gives you that motivation to keep going and to help people travel better, I guess.
Hi, I'm Trisha. I was at panel 1 this morning. So this is for Mr. Suresh and Mr. Mohammed. You were mentioning numbers in the earlier part of the panel. I was just wondering, why is there a need for you to go on a different approach? So if your numbers are okay, because maybe I was just thinking that this is the destiny or position of Maldives, that it's a dream, it's a luxury. Maybe you don't have to go another way, which is also a good destination marketing to the world. Some places are dreams. So I understand that you want to be in the open for all thing, but didn't you think that maybe this is really the destination marketing that Maldives need? So I'd like to know the numbers of yearly visitors and stuff.
We get around 1 million tourists to the destination, and with the number of resorts and guest houses during the last 2 years, and with the global crisis of Russia and other places, as a tourist destination, we are not making what we used to make. So right now, we all have identified there's a need as a destination. Maldives tourism should do some destination marketing. And that is targeted into 2 sections. One is the consumer, other one is the trade. Now, the trade aspect, we have been doing very successfully, going into new destinations, marketing it in a lot of new travel fairs. That aspect, we have been very successful. What is missing and what is lacking with Maldives tourism industry right now is the consumer aspect, which is costing us a lot of money. Government does have budgets, but they are in the planning process. And what is not costing us much is the social media and the influencers. So that's why as a destination we have started this, because we need a lot of viral marketing to the destination. So this is our first step, and we will move forward. I'm sure many more to come.
I'll just add one more point to that. Maldives is a country where around, I think, more than 65% of the GDP is directly and indirectly involved with tourism industry. And it's a very delicate industry with environmental, if you look into the environmental aspects of it. Sorry about that. And whatever happens globally, for example, let's say our main markets, the Chinese, Russians, the Middle East, the UK, Germany, these are the main 5 countries where we get travelers from. Every single thing that happens anywhere in the world has a big impact on us. We had the global recession, when the value of the Russian currency fell down. We had a
Ruble.
Yeah. The Chinese, whatever happens in China affects us very much. Whatever happening in the Middle East is really affecting us. So that's why even how we market, how can I say, we need to identify more avenues on how to get the message across. We can't keep concentrating on these niche markets and these niche travelers because it's such sensitive. It's such a sensitive thing for us on whatever that is happening around the world and our tourism.
Just to add one more point to Shafraz, I think you mentioned about Maldives as a dream for everyone. Now, since we are going mass market, whether are we targeting everyone? Now, government took a policy decision a few years back to open the guest house segment in Maldives. It was there, but in a big way, mainly to give an income to the locals. Yeah. And the income has to be distributed equally. It's one of the segment government targeted. Okay, locals also should get benefited by having guest houses. Not that we are going to become a backpacker destination, but we need this segment as well. We believe everyone should be able to come to Maldives. That's why a lot of budget airlines have started here. AirAsia started, Tiger Airways started. AirAsia is going to increase their flights to 7 to 11. So many people could afford to come to Maldives because there's enough beauty to see here, and we believe in that.
Okay, we will take one last question. I think this.
My question is actually for you and for you guys. It sort of comes off of the stuff we've already been talking about, but I'm just curious to hear, because you're planning all this growth and everything, and environmentalism is such an important issue right now, I'm curious to know about the steps that you're taking as you grow Maldives as a bigger destination with more people coming in. Are you doing things like working with the hotels to, work towards being more green and sustainable in terms of everything from involving people on a local level so that they can benefit from this growth in tourism, to having a more cleaner place, to how the hotels operate and things like that?
I think even to build a resort, there are a lot of environmental practices you have to apply. Government will not allow you to build a resort in Maldives if you are damaging your environment.
Yeah.
So from that stage onwards, there are a lot of things happening.
Yeah, and I think to that question, Mr. Sole, the Permanent Secretary of Tourism Ministry, is here. I think he would like to say something about it. Yeah.
There are a few principles we follow. Remember, the tourism in this country is based on nature. This is our main asset, and we've got to preserve and protect it. This is the policy of the government as well. When we began tourism in 1972, it was ill-planned. There was no planning much. If you look at Bandus, there's one example. You don't see high-rise buildings. You see your room built on the beachfront. So how we do it, as he mentioned just now, we from the ministry approve all the drawings, engineering works, and we decide from the government where to develop tourism as well. Just because you have millions of dollars, you can't come and invest in the Maldives. We, in the tourism sector, is very much controlled and cautious development. We had a 10-year moratorium for no additional developments some time back because we want to maintain as a prime destination. So to answer your question about the environmental front, these resort islands, they can only build 30% of the land area. The rest has to be left empty. They can only build up to tree line. The main objective is when we approach, you see a virgin island. You don't see the buildings. Every guest room is given 5 meters of linear beach. That's what he mentioned about the crowds on the beach. When you lie on your beach, nobody should come on in front of you. That's what we assure. And also, if you look at this resort, they produce their water, they produce their power, and they maintain their staff here as well. So when you look at the modes being expensive, it's because of these overheads, which you don't have in Sri Lanka, which you don't have in India, because you get the municipal power supply, municipal water, municipal waste management as well. On the waste management side, every resort should have incinerators, compactors, bottle crushers, and they can't dump their garbage in the sea. And there'll be heavy fines. And you can't take anything from the beachfront, whether you're a tourist or a local. And you can't do fishing within these boundaries of this resort. So there are some basic principles we follow in our development aspect. So it's mainly not from the government initiative, but the private sector and the government having a partnership.
Yes, but I think as we're running out of time, we will conclude the session. Thank you, panelists. And I hope you enjoy your stay here and you get to tell beautiful stories about Maldives. Thank you once again.
Thank you.